Hi, I'm Sam and I'm 9 years old.
Hi, I'm Callum and I'm 9 years old.
Hi, I'm Abby and I'm 10 years old.
Hi, I'm Hannah and I'm 9 years old.
Hi, I'm Mara and I'm 9 years old.
And as our filmer, we have Christine and she is 10 years old.
I'm not telling you how old I am.
First question is, where do you live?
Rubina.
And when were you?
When was I born? Very long time ago, 1929.
Okay. And why did your family move to Cardiff?
Well, my father was Norwegian, as you might have been told.
Yep.
And he came to Cardiff to work. He worked with the seamen. The Norwegian ships used to come into Cardiff. They used to bring pit props for the mines, which have nearly all gone now. And then they would take Welsh coal, because it was very good. Welsh coal was very good. And they used to take Welsh coal back to Norway. And then they would change for pit props again, and so on. And that went on for many years. But the sailors didn't always stay on the ships. They would want to come off and change and go to another Norwegian ship. And that's where my father's work came in, because he was a representative of the Norwegian Seamen's Union. And he had an office in James Street. And my mother used to have to clean that. And it was a big room, almost like this. My father's office would be there, and the sailors would sit all the way around the room waiting to see Dad. And my mother would have to, bare boards, she used to scrub them to keep it all clean and nice. But until my brothers and I came along, then she had her hands full looking after us. But my father's office was there for many years. He came to Cardiff in 1926 from the north of England. We lived in Grangetown at that time, during the war, but the bombing was so intense, because we lived near the river, on the river end, and the Germans were bombing all the time, day and night in fact. It didn't matter if they still had bombs in their aeroplane, they would just cruise around and drop them. It didn't matter at what time of day. But in the night it was worse. And the bombs were dropping in the river, they were dropping on the ammunition factory. There was a baker's shop across the road from where we lived, and they had put metal things across to reinforce the cellar. And the neighbours used to all go down there. Well, this particular night, the bombing was so intense, it had a direct hit and everybody died in there. It wasn't very secure after all. The baker and his daughter, and I used to go to school with his daughter, they were all killed. And so it was decided that we move out of Cardiff itself, and that's how we came to live out in Whitchurch, first of all. Do you know where Whitchurch High School is?
Yeah.
Well, it was a grammar school when I went there, which was a little bit higher than a high school. And we lived just across the road from there. So you get up in the morning, get dressed, and just run across the road to school, always late. The nearer you are to your school, the later you become getting there.
And do you speak very good Norwegian? Or?
Well, I used to. I must say I used to. Because my elder brother and I, we were sent to Norway as young children to our grandparents in Bergen. And we were there for over 3 years with them. Because I'd been ill, and that was the reason why I was sent to get some fresh air. Good Norwegian fresh air. So when we got back, we couldn't speak any English. So we couldn't go to school until we picked English up again. So it was quite some time then before we were back in school again. But then you go back to school, you learn English again, you start speaking English again, and the language goes again. But if I dig down deep, I can still drag some of it up. Yeah.
Do you know what Cansfion Day is? I don't really know how to pronounce that.
Constitution Day.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Constitution Day is when the Norwegians got... First of all, they were joined to Sweden. They were under the Swedish king as well. And the Norwegians wanted freedom. They didn't want to be ruled by the Swedes. They didn't like the Swedes, in fact. It was just a thing between Norway and Sweden. It wasn't nasty. But they wanted to have their own independence. And this is what it means. It's Independence Day. And they had a constitution drawn up for how they wanted to be ruled and one thing and another. And it was the best day in Norway's history when they had the Constitution Day given to them. And they celebrate all over the world. You don't have to live in Norway. We celebrate here in Cardiff. I don't know whether you've seen on the little thing I did out in the other room, but we have parades down to the Norwegian church and everywhere. My brother in Canada, he celebrates Constitution Day, and all my other relatives scattered around. If they've got Norwegian blood, we all go in the parades and have a celebration in the church as well. So,
Yeah, I think you wanted to say something.
Yeah. What was the thing you remember most of your childhood?
oh, what do I remember? Being busy, going to school, hating it, like everybody else. We had a very happy childhood. I think I had a nice childhood because I had 3 big brothers. And you get spoiled when you're the only girl. And we had to behave ourselves, otherwise we'd have a bit of a clout. That'll do, you know. Nice, but no, I can't remember anything outright, really, apart from going to Norway. We used to go on holiday as well every year, which was rather nice. Pack up the trunks and off we'd go. And stay with the grandparents, and beautiful countryside. And Bergen, my father came from, and it's one of the nicest places in the world. I always advise everybody to go and see Bergen. And when we were small, when we were going to Norway a lot, we used to go down to the fish market because there was a big water tank there. They used to put the fish in, all alive, still swimming around, and you could pick the one you wanted to have to take home for dinner, which was rather fun. So I miss it a great deal. Haven't been able to go for a while.